She had some boxing skills, but she was like a diamond in the rough, needed polishing in order to get to the next level. So I would just tell them, keep at it. It's a hard sport, a lot of discipline involved, a lot of hard training, and there's no easy way.
I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. So by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing a story time of when I used to be a boxer. A lot of you guys have been DMing me for some quite time now to do a video of when I used to be a boxer. You guys just DM me about, oh, post your videos of you fighting. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video, but before I get started, I just want to let you guys know that I will be doing a giveaway. 3 tickets to the JCR Championship fight in Fresno, California on February 10th. Along with that, I know you ladies like to get glam, so I'll also be giving away a Sephora gift card of $100. All you gotta do is follow us on Instagram at MarisolLopez __ and at JC Ramirez 2012. Also, subscribe to my channel, like my recent video, and comment done when you have completed these steps. So as many of you guys know, I used to be a boxer. I was never professional, just amateur. I believe I had over 70 something fights. I'm not sure. My dad still has my USA boxing book, but I do other sports like soccer, basketball, track, and it was this time, it was like off season, I believe. The time in between basketball and soccer, and so I wasn't doing anything, and my dad was like, you know what, let's go stay in shape. My dad's a huge boxing fan. They did a lot of running, not really boxing stuff, but they did a lot of running, just a lot of cardio stuff. So I was like, oh, this is good for me. But gym was fairly new, so one day they finally got their ring inside the gym. And so my coach at that time was like, okay, Marisol, you're gonna spar. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna spar. And so he put me in with my little sister, and at the time I was 12 years old. My little sister, I believe she was 9. And so he put me in with my little sister, and they were like, okay, go light. Me, like being the girl that I have so much pride, I was like, I'm not gonna let my little sister beat me up. So we go in, they say, okay, box. And so we're sparring, and I'm just hitting my little sister so hard because I didn't want to get hit. And so she quit boxing. She never boxed again, but I kept going, you know, the adrenaline. And so I just kept training and training. I was at that gym for, I want to say, a couple of months until we found my coach Armando in Avenal. And I lived in Stratford at the time, so that was like a 30-minute drive. But I guess my dad seen potential in me, and so he was like, you know what, we're gonna take this a step forward. Now gym, and Armando was the coach there. Great guy, great coach. I mean, he had a lot of experience. And so we go into the Avenal gym, and I do my daily routine, hit the bags, you know, all that good stuff. And so when I kept sparring, obviously I would spar boys because there was really no girls there, or I was the only girl there. And so I would spar about 2-3 times a week, nothing drastic. I mean, we would do some drills and stuff like that, and I would just spar and train, and not just train, but I would train hard because I needed to keep up with all these boys. Passed, and my coach was like, okay, I think you're ready for a fight. So I went in at 118, and I fight that day. I fight a girl who has like 12 fights or whatever, and this is my first fight. And my coach was like, are you sure you want to fight? And I'm like, yes, you know, I just want to get the experience. I mean, I didn't let anything bring me down, or I didn't let anything discourage me. So after that fight, I did lose. I went at it, but it was just like a street fight. I went in so nervous, no skills. I forgot everything about boxing. It was just like a huge wild fight. It was like, don't worry, don't get discouraged, keep training, you know, you'll learn from every fight. So I went back to the gym and I didn't have my second fight. I believe after like 2 months, my coach was like, you know what, for your height, I think you need to go down in weight. So I did go down to 106 pounds, which I fought at that weight for like the majority of my boxing career. So I had my second fight and I won. I was a little skillful, but still nervous. So after that, I won like the straight next 13 fights. And I kept going to these like local amateur fights, and I would want to attend like every weekend. Every weekend that there was a boxing show, I would always want to attend it. I just got so excited because all the other team sports, I would get like these little trophies, and it was a team, like you did it with your team. Multiple fights, and I won them. I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to do basketball anymore. I don't think I want to do soccer anymore. I think I'm going to stick to boxing. So I really took this serious. My dad took it a little bit more serious because he's seen that, okay, she's winning the fights. She has time went by. I started winning fights. Of course, I lost a few. And this was a time the Olympics came around. I believe I had like 20 fights. And so it's a time where I took a break from boxing. I had like a couple weeks off because, you know, I went to all these boxing shows and I had to keep up with my schoolwork. So I was in the kitchen eating a bowl of cereal, and then my coach Armando calls and is like, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Not 106, obviously. So it was a Wednesday. And he was like, well, the qualifiers for the Junior Olympics are coming up this Saturday. So I literally dropped the bowl I was eating. Put your sauna suit on. You have 3 days until you weigh in. I believe I was weighing around 112, and I had to lose 6 pounds, which I had to lose 6 pounds. Wasn't much because it's just all water weight. And my coach was like, I'm not sure if anybody's gonna be there. I'm pretty sure you're just gonna get a walkover and automatically qualify to state, and then after state was nationals. So he was like, I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna be there. You just gotta make weight and qualify for state. I was like, okay. So my dad was like, down, rest a little bit, and get your sauna suit ready. So I was like, okay. And I dropped 2 pounds, and then so the next day before school, I put my sauna suit on again, and I just run. I mean, I just literally had nothing to eat but drink water those 3 days. Not even lightly water, because I had to lose 6 pounds by Saturday, and mind you, this was Wednesday. It comes, I get on the scale, I make weight, and I was like, okay. So I'm not gonna fight, so I don't gotta worry about being tired or drained because I had lost 6 pounds. Come to find out, there was a girl that showed up there to fight. So I was like, oh my gosh, I cut all this weight so fast. I mean, I'm gonna be so tired, I'm gonna be so drained. But in that case, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put my uniform on, I'm gonna fight. I'm not gonna do, I know my abilities, I've been working hard. Maybe this 2-week break did let my body recover. So I went in there, I fought, and I won, and I qualified to go to state. So I believe state was like 2 months after that. I'm not sure, this was a while ago, but so I went to state, and I think I fought 2 days to earn my spot to the national. Yeah, I fought 2 days here in LA. I qualified for nationals. So, and I go to nationals in Mobile, Alabama, and I won the tournament, and I also won best boxer of the tournament. So I went to that two years in a row, the Junior Olympics 2 years in a row. After that, I really was like, you know what? I love this feeling that I'm the only one there. Me and my opponent are the only ones in the ring. This is not a team sport. You did this on your own. And I just love getting, I don't want to say the attention, but I love getting rewarded for the hard work that I put in. So years went by. I kept having fights, and my coach Armando Mancini's always stood by my side. Even though he had a family, he did sacrifice himself to get me and the other boxers ready for fights. I wouldn't have the excellent knowledge that I know in boxing. So shout out to Armando. We started winning a lot of tournaments, and so my job and did focus on me a lot. Even though my sisters would do other sports, it wasn't like boxing. And so I went to all these big tournaments, and if it weren't for my dad, I wouldn't have the opportunity to go to all these big tournaments because everything was so expensive. You had your air flights, I mean, you had your hotel, you had the rental cars, you needed money for food. I mean, just everything. They say boxing is a poor man's sport, and it totally isn't. If it weren't for my dad, I wouldn't have the opportunities, or I wouldn't have the experience that I got to travel everywhere that I went for these tournaments. My dad had to pick up a second job. I mean, he couldn't go with me to the gym, but he knew I was in good hands with my coach. We did little volleyball tournaments to raise money for me to go to all these tournaments. Because, oh, she's my daughter, I'm gonna do it. No, he did it because he's seen that I worked so hard in the gym from a young age to when I retired boxing. But yeah, my dad did a lot for me, so has my mom. She's always supported me. There'd be times where she'd be like, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, you're a girl. But I knew that boxing was for me. My goal was to make it to the 2016 Olympics. I had a lot of comments like, you just won youth or junior, whatever national championships. But it doesn't matter. Whenever you step into that ring, I mean, it's just you and your opponent. Nobody is doing the work for you. I give myself a lot of credit, not only because I won. I give myself a lot of credit because I did sacrifice my weight. I did sacrifice prom. I did sacrifice all these high school events when I was in high school. I did sacrifice a lot. It wasn't easy, and especially as a female, I mean, it was so difficult. So a few years passed. I have a few national titles on my record. I qualified for the USA Nationals and even got to go to the World Championships in Bulgaria. So that experience was awesome. I mean, I met a lot of great friends. To this day, they still box. But I met a lot of great people, a lot of great coaches along the way. So I went to Bulgaria and I placed third in the whole wide world, which a lot of people say I should have won, and I believe I would have been crowned #1 in the world hadn't it been that I fought the semifinals versus the hometown Bulgaria. So that's that. And so time went by, I kept winning, and my last fight, I was about 20 years old in Spokane, Washington. I fought a girl named Melissa Parker, and I got stopped in the 4th round. I was so discouraged. I'm like, I'm gonna disappoint so many people. I mean, all my sponsors that I had at the time, like, I'm gonna disappoint them. Everybody that supported me, I'm gonna disappoint them. But a few weeks passed and I was home, and I was like, you know what? You've done a lot. You've inspired so many young girls who wanted to box, who boxed. I mean, I used to get messages saying that I was their motivation and stuff like that. And so I was 20 years old, which was my very last fight, and a few weeks passed and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna box anymore. I think my time has come and I don't think this is for me anymore. And come to find out, 2 weeks after that, I find out that I was pregnant with Mateo. I was so sad, I was so discouraged. I'm like, what is everybody gonna think of me? Everything that I've been through, everything that I worked so hard for, and for it to just end here. And I had that mindset for a very long time. And now Mateo's born, he's my gold medal, he's my everything, and I wouldn't trade him for the world. I get a lot of questions if I will return to boxing. The answer is I don't think so. My priorities have changed. I'm a mom. I mean, I want to be the best mom. I don't want to be a boxer and my son watch me be a boxer and his dad be a boxer. That's just not the case, because I don't want my son to be a boxer, because there's so much sacrifice. There's so much at a young age that you have to sacrifice, so much that you have to put in, that I'd rather my son just go to college, get a degree, get a scholarship for music or whatever, because he loves music. But at the end of the day, I feel like everything just happens for a reason. Maybe I didn't meet my goal to make it to the 2016 Olympics, but God has a plan for everyone, and if I stuck with it, I know I still had a lot to learn. I still had a lot to improve on. I knew I had a lot of potential in this sport because I was always coachable. I was always willing to learn every day. At the end of the day, I'm happy and I wouldn't change my life for anything. I have my gold medal now, and that's Mateo, and I had a great experience with boxing. I believe that defines who I am today, because for those of you that know, I am with a boxer, Jose Ramirez, and a lot of people ask me, do you get nervous? Of course I get nervous when he's in the ring, but as soon as that bell rings and he lands the first punch, I'm like, my nerves just go away, and then I get into my boxing instinct and just want to coach him from the outside. But yeah, I understand Jose a lot. I feel like there's a lot of benefits in this relationship because him as a boxer and me as an ex-boxer, I know what it's like to be in there. I know what it's like to go through what he goes through. Even though I was amateur and he's a professional, it's a big deal, much more big deal. And I just understand him and I comprehend him with the cutting weight, with the just everything that he has to go through, the sacrificing, I mean the holidays. I'm here with him, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it. Nothing comes easy. Hard work and dedication, what it takes. And yeah, so if it weren't for boxing, I wouldn't have met my boyfriend Jose either. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want me to go make a separate video and for me to go more into details about my fights, my championships, and things like that. Awesome feeling knowing that I get to share this information with you guys. I get to share my experience. But yeah, 2019 will be a great year. I try to stay consistent for you guys. Let me know what other videos you guys would like to see from me. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to enter this giveaway. And I'll see you guys in my next video.